Hello, welcome to the Ranch Shop. Today we'll just be talking about a little bit of everything. News, depends on where you look. Again, it's very troubling. I guess it depends on what you consider fake news. Where I get it from says different than what they're telling you, but both of it's really bad either way. And it's really got me thinking that people are pretty much pieces of shit. So if everything that Drudge and all the conspiracy people are saying is right, which is probably true, it's pretty fucking bad that those people could do that to other people. But then, I got to thinking, look way back when I was younger. This is just how people are. They're all about themselves. They don't care about the other person. So in the whole scheme of things, most people I know are like that, or would if they had the chance to fuck America and just do for themselves. I'll just give you examples. When I was younger, I always had pot because I was one of the kids that had a job all the time while everybody else, was spongers. And buddies would come over every night and drink beer and smoke weed. And every night they were there, right? And then I would not have no pot, and I'd be out and it'd be gone in 10 minutes. And then next day they come and have pot and they'd hang out and we'd smoke and party all night, pretty much smoke my weed, drink my beer, and then they'd get a bag of weed and I wouldn't see from them for 3 or 4 days. I'm kind of friends I got, or somebody's moving and you're always there helping to move the house or this or that, and then when it's your turn to move and nobody shows up or offers to help, or somebody go, when you go to do that, let me know, and then I'll let them know that I'm going to build something, and I'll be there 1 o'clock, and then I'm not the type that's going to call you, and then they don't show. So these people are all about themselves and what they can do for them, and these are just people I know in life. So I could see people in high places really caring about themselves and don't give a fuck about nobody else. So today I was talking to the president. Well, it actually started the other day. We're in a meeting, and I'm one of those people that, I don't take anything you tell me. I question everything, I guess, because that's how I see it. And we're talking about going over Amazon, and we're just putting a couple things on Amazon because he's really curious at how other things run and this and that. And so pretty much had it on Amazon, and we've been doing it for about a year, and, they pretty much fuck you with fees and this and that. So we're reviewing the new fees, and it's up they're raising the thing to whatever, let's just say 20% of what you sell there, you have to pay them. Their part, they charge you things for damage, this and that and the other thing. Now, these are all things I got under control before we hooked up with them. We don't have damage. I buy more expensive boxes and this and that, so things don't get damaged. So they're raising it up and charging for damage. I'm like, they're just basically raping their people. Oh, no, Amazon's a great company. I'm like, no, you say they keep losing money. I said, they ain't losing money. They're fucking their customers. And he's like, no. And then one of the things it said, you have a lot of shipment problems. Well, these people are so fucking stupid at Amazon that we have these 6-packs, and we can break them away as individuals, and they all have a barcode, but they come together as 6, so customer can buy 6 and break one away as a customer buys it. Well, we had to physically break them away one at a time because the Amazon Polacks weren't smart enough to know that that was 6 pieces. It was 1, so that was mistakes. But whatever. So anyway, he made a comment. Well, I said, are you sure they just ain't calling it a mistake? So you'll just send them new things. I mean, you wouldn't question Amazon, so you just send it to them. You get free product mix. Wow, you're foolish. Why would they say that? So then he goes on a business trip, and I get an email, and it basically said, I was talking to this IP guy and IT guy of Fortune 500 companies. They basically go around consult or whatever, and he goes, yeah, they have a thing called, what did he call it? Basically, they have people that they hire just to call and complain and claim shortages to make money back. He's like, you were right. They could be gaming us. And I'm like, absolutely, because fucking people suck. They just do it all over, everywhere. He's like, I can't believe a business would do that. And it's like, well, yeah, because if you're public, you have shareholders, and everybody wants to make money. They're all about making their money. They don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about nothing. Same thing with this whole trade thing. Okay, so what they do is in the United States, they put all these things on us. You can't do this, you can't do that. You got environmental this, environmental that, environmental this, da-da-da-da. So they put all these things in place, and then they take their business and they move it to another country where the wages is lower. They don't have any of these guidelines you have to follow, and they can pollute and do whatever they want, and then they bring it back over here and don't pay any tariffs. So our jobs went over there. They got jobs. They have way less overhead because of all the restrictions here. And then they bring it here. So that's why you want a fair trade. We want to make it fair where we put a tariff on it if they're going to bring it in, so it's competing to what it would cost to do it here. So now let's get to all you whiny crybabies about the environment. Now, I don't know how many times, but it's a cycle. It happens over and over again. We get cold, ice comes, it goes away. It's inevitable. I'm not saying what we're doing ain't making it a little more rapid, but it's going to happen anyway. Okay, and I'm a firm believer that we're smart enough that we could suck this shit out into space, so whatever. So if that's true, and they're doing it in China, it's still wrecking the ozone. Whether they do it in China or they do it here, it's wrecking the ozone. But wait, it's really wrecking it worse doing it over there than it is here, because not only are our jobs gone, they're getting the clean coal in China. Then they're putting that clean coal in a boat, polluting to come all the way across the sea to get here to truck it to your house, instead of just getting it from Virginia or wherever and trucking it to your house and not putting it in a boat. So that pollutes the environment more, with a little more regulation here than they do over there at all. So it's twice as bad to produce it there as it would be to do it here, plus the transportation here. Okay, tree huggers again. And I know a lot of these tree huggers. So we're buying everything from Amazon. So basically, instead of the old model where you take a truck shipment and you ship it into Kmart, and we go to Kmart and we get it and get all our stuff when we get home, what you're doing now is you're taking that big shipment, shipping it into Amazon. Amazon's taking that shipment, putting it in another box, sending it on another truck to drive it to your house. So not only do you have more transportation that wrecks the environment, you have more boxes that wrecks the environment. So none of you environmental people make any fucking sense to me. I mean, just everything is fucking, people suck. It's all, they put things in place for their benefit. They made the stuff here hard to do, environment, and you think it's for the environment, but it's really to make it cost too much to do here so they can do it over there. So if we stop this shit where they can bring it in with no tariffs, those people are going to come back here and build it, and overall it's going to be better for you. But none of us really can comprehend that. You know, I mean, we can't comprehend it. We just think, you know, the environment. But it's okay to buy it or get coal or whatever from China, which the earth is round. There's an atmosphere. It goes into the atmosphere. The wind fucking blows. How fucking stupid can you be? That extra box, those 40 fucking Amazon boxes piled up front, are going into the dump that would not need to be there. You would have one bag with the box, because the box is made to box the product, and then there's a box that the box product goes into to ship it to you. Plus, there's extra transportation. I mean, I can go to Kmart and buy 10 things. When you go to Amazon, you get 10 things from 10 different locations in 10 different boxes on top of the box that it was packed in. That's good for the environment. All you tree huggers, I'm all about the environment. Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get the way people think. Basically, everybody's fucking you. And anyway, we were talking about another subject. He had mentioned something to me about you got to listen to this thing. Your son should start his own business. And I'm like, yeah, you know, he's my only. He talks a big game, but he's not. You know, I mean, it costs money to get a business. Well, you do one that is already out there. Well, that's great. Yeah. And so I'm listening to his podcast, and the first thing, the two guys on there, they're these geniuses, are trying to sell a fucking book. So I stop. I immediately go, nah, bullshit. They're trying to sell a book. No, listen about the porta potties. So I'm listening a little bit in it, and they're talking, yeah, you can go here and, maybe you're an entrepreneur and you just want to start right off out of college and you go get a loan and this is where you go and you find investors and you get into a business that's already there and everything's great. Well, that doesn't necessarily, just because they went to school, mean they know how to fucking manage people. All right. Secondly, you have the guy may be retiring. Maybe all his good people are retiring with him. So you have another fresh load of people. So you could fail. And he's like, yeah, well, only 1%, whatever makes it. I said, I get it. I know. But to sell a book to some kid getting out of college, you think, and it can happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. But the thing, he's just going to go get a loan and step into a business and be able to manage all these people and all that and be fucking great and everything will be great. And he kept focusing on this little thing, a porta potty thing. So I just did some math, and they're talking, she could be making $1 million a year for her family. Well, okay. To gross $1 million, I did a Google search on this was like in New Jersey. Just did a fast thing. It's like $680 for a porta potty. You would need 280 porta potties somewhere permanently, which you got paid year round, which is a little cheaper that way than dumping it off and getting it, but year round. You'd $150,000 for a truck. You'd have to pay somebody to pump these fucking things. You have to dump the pump. So you'd need 280 porta potties, flat out, not including buying them, not including buying the truck, running to gross $1 million. All right. So how many porta potties would you really need? So if you were just putting it out in somebody's house on the weekends, let's just say $500 a pot. Well, you got to have a truck to put the porta potty, pay a guy to drop that thing off, go pick it up, clean it out, and all that, to make 500 one weekend, which means every weekend you would have to put 280. It would be 280 you would have to have. Makes no sense. So, yeah, I don't get how all this works. 280 porta potties, and you would have to have, probably 280 people, or let's just say one person could do 5 a day or 3 a day. Fucking porta potties. How many crews would you have to have? And you'd have to have that many trucks for everyone. You would have to have an investment. They would need thousands and thousands of porta potties and trucks and people to make $1 million take home after paying all the bullshit, which then would probably cost you $10 million to buy it. So if you put a third down, they're telling you could make 40% back. I don't know what planet they live on. You could probably do it over a long term, but by the time you made your thing, and I know you can write this off and that off and this off, but to make millions of dollars in porta potties, you'd almost have to buy the porta potty fucking palace, all right, to make it work. I mean, they're just trying to sell it, and I get it. You can buy a business, but they're trying to sell you the book on that you're going to make $1 million. Just find the right business and you're going to make it. You ain't going to make it right off the bat. And if you do, it's going to take you multi-millions and you're taking a big fucking risk. But, there are companies you could buy. I'm not saying that. But to say that you're going to make $1 million to take home to your family, well, that means you got to pay taxes and all. So you got to make more than $1 million. I know you got write-offs, whatever. What about saving money for the company? All right. And they try to do it on, well, nobody shops around for porta potties. Well, if I'm running a concert theater and I need porta potties, I'm not just going to take the first fucking porta potty quote if I need 100 porta potties. I am going to quote it out to more than one person. And if they don't, then they don't have no reason to be in fucking business to be an entrepreneur if they're not going to try to get the best deal. So you're running a company knowing you're supposed to get a best deal, and the book's telling you that nobody shops for it. So that then there means everybody else that started a business is stupider than the guy who wrote the book that wouldn't shop for porta potties. So that don't make no sense. I get it on maybe a guy having a party might not shop. But where you're big bread and butter, where you're putting things in these big concert halls and all that. And then they never went to say that in Jersey, it fucking snows. So you're probably not going to have these festivals and porta potties for, 5 months out of the year. So that even makes it harder. That makes it more than 280 because that was assuming that they were using this porta potty all year. Now, I mean, there's just so many holes in what they're trying to sell you, which was on a podcast. And so, and it was telling you to go to this site to get business. And I told them before I even listened to it, I said, they're trying to sell something. Oh, no, these are Harvard business people or whatever fucking cheesy ass school they come from. I was skeptical just on the thing. I listened to it, and it's like, he goes, I guess you wouldn't want to be in the meeting after we I'm like, no, I don't need to be in the meeting because there's so many holes in that bullshit. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying they're selling you something. If they could go buy all these business, why would they write a book? It's like, why would you, You can give insights, and it can be done on how to buy houses and sell it. So why are they spending all their efforts doing these things all over the world? Because they love you so much. You're going to come and get a free watch, and they're going to tell you how to flip a house. Well, you could do that research in the fucking thing and not buy their book, this and that and the other thing, and it's a fucking crapshoot like anything else. You got to start small, but you're not going to be a billionaire overnight. And you're not going to make $400,000 like all these people that they're trying to sell you the plan and are fucking making. Everything's a fucking scam. And by the way, I'm sponsored by Miller Lite, see. But anyway, if I want to start a business, I would just sit here and shoot this shit with you and get enough people to want to see my dumb ass, and then I would just let other people advertise, and then I don't got no fucking overhead. And I told him if I started a business, I wouldn't want any employees. And he just kind of looked at me. He's a great man. He's taught me so much. He has so much faith in people, and I have zero faith in people. And the more of this bullshit I see on TV makes my faith even go down in this younger generation, which I have a couple, and there are exceptions, which my kids are exceptions, but they're not 100% exception, because I do see some of the things in them. They're just not bad because they had to grow up with me. So, I'm kind of an asshole. Anyway, that's how I see it. Talk to you guys later. Oh, check out ranchshop.com and my Facebook, The Ranch Shop. Anyway, that's how I see it.